And now, for the fan favorite portion of the show, This Week in History, trivia style. 7 questions set to medium difficulty, all with multiple choice options. I see there are people watching. Maybe there are. I don't know. Get your answers in. I'm going to move through these, and I'm sorry, TikTok. I can't spend time with you. I want to spend time with you, but I can't spend time with you. So if you're on TikTok, you can't play along. I'll look at your comments later, but it doesn't count. This is this primary Facebook show. All right, here we go. 7 questions, medium difficulty, all with multiple choice options. Question number 1. August 3rd, 1492. Who set sail from Spain on a voyage that led to his arrival in the Americas? That's your question. Who set sail from Spain on August the 3rd, 1492, on a voyage that eventually led to the arrival in the Americas? Was it Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, or Amerigo Vespucci? Who was it? And who was it not? I tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Giovanni Caboto, who did it before. Giovanni Caboto did it and doesn't get the credit for it. Amerigo Vespucci, he gets all the credit for it, and he didn't do it. But 1492, somebody sailed the ocean blue. Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking. So that's the first answer and the only answer. I'll take it. We'll move it on. August the 4th, 1944. Where's Jessica? Where's Jessica? Where's Tegan? Where's other people that watch? Robert. Where's Robert? He's not there. Who was arrested along with the other occupants of a secret annex in Amsterdam? There she is. On August the 4th, 1944. Who was arrested along with the other occupants of a secret annex in Amsterdam on August the 4th, 1944? Not looking at the options, I got a good idea who this is. Let's see if what I'm thinking shows up in the options. Was it Anne Frank, Eleanor Roosevelt, Corrie ten Boom, or Rosa Parks? James pops in immediately with Anne. Jessica answers the previous question with Columbus. So we're all in agreement that it is Columbus. And I think we're all going to be in agreement that it's Anne Frank, because if Eleanor Roosevelt got arrested in Amsterdam, I think we may have heard of that. Yes, she agrees it's Anne Frank. I don't know who Corrie ten Boom is, but I do know who Rosa Parks is, and she wasn't in Amsterdam either. Question number 3, August 5th, 1963. The United States, United Kingdom, and United Soviet Union signed what important treaty? The U.S., the U.K., and the CCCP, also known as the USSR. Back in the USSR. They signed a deal on August the 5th, 1963. Which deal was it? Was it the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty? Was it the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty? Was it the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty? Or was it the Paris Peace Accords? These are your options: the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, or the Paris Peace Accords. I only know one of these that meets the requirements. That, like, this is the answer to the question. in my brain. But for whatever reason, I think this thing, specifically this acronym, doesn't occur until much later in life, like in my lifetime. But then again, that could have been this thing too. James goes with Paris Peace, Vietnam. I don't know why he added. I don't know why he added Vietnam. He's saying the Paris Peace Accords were Vietnam. Jessica's going to go with the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, also known as SALT. And later on in life, so the first one, nuclear non-proliferation. All right. James is going to go with the first one. Me and Jessica are going to go with the third one. We'll find out who's right at the end. I don't know the answers. I have a good idea what the answers may be, but I don't know until the end. Oh, wow. This came up earlier. August 6th, 1945. What happened at Hiroshima? Good question. If I have to give you multiple choice options to figure out what happened on August 6, 1945 in the city of Hiroshima, Japan, you probably shouldn't play trivia games. Even if it's with me, and you love hanging out with me, even if it's with me, you probably shouldn't play trivia games if you do not know what happened on August the 6th, 1945 in Hiroshima, Japan. James says they saw the sun rise twice. Yes, they did. Thermostats were broken, would have also been accepted. Shadows were created, that would have been accepted. There was a whole bunch of things, but that was the first use of the nuclear weapon in combat, August 6, 1945, in Hiroshima. Jessica didn't even get an answer in. I feel bad that I gave you mine. Question number 5. August the 7th, 1974. In the not-too-distant past, who famously walked a tightrope between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center? Jessica makes a boom boom. Who famously walked a tightrope between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center on August the 7th, 1974? Evel Knievel. So stupid. Philippe Petit, Nik Wallenda, or Karl Wallenda. It was one of them. James is popping in with Wallenda. Is he right? Is it Nick or is it Carl? You got to choose one or the other. We all know it wasn't Evel Knievel. He's going to go with Nik Wallenda. And I disagree completely. I believe it was Philippe Petit. Because once upon a time on a cruise ship, I had to watch a movie, and it was about a mime who juggled and rode unicycles in Petty, and he was the guy that pulled this off. And it wasn't one of the Wallendas. The delay is bullish, he says. Sorry, I can't fix the delay, my friend. I can't fix it. Finally, question number 7. August the 9th, 1945. If I would have known that these questions existed, I wouldn't have pontificated earlier when saying something. August the 9th, 1945. What was the name of the second atomic, what was the name of the city where the second atomic bomb was dropped? Jessica's going to go with Nick. James is going to go with Nick. I'm the only one that's going to go with Petit. But here we are. Question number 7. What was the second city that saw daylight twice? I'm not giving you the multiple choice options. You either know it or you don't know it. And if you don't know it, you need to go back to school. James says Nagasaki. Is James correct? I don't want to say one way or the other because I'm waiting on Jessica's answer. I'm always waiting on Jessica's answers. But I do wait because I like Jessica. She makes me happy. She participates on most Sunday mornings along with the rest of the Taney family. And I thought it was fun last week that the patriarch of the family, he participated long after it was over. Jessica, Nagasaki. James, Nagasaki. The correct answer, Nagasaki. Here we go with the correct answers. I just typed it in. Who set sail on the ocean blue in 1492? We know it was Columbus, Christopher Columbus. There's so many controversies about Christopher Columbus. Where is he buried? Where are his remains? I bet you don't know the answer to that question, because no one knows the answer to that question. There is a coffin in Sevilla where they claim it's him, but there also is a coffin in the Dominican Republic where they also claim it's him, and both of them are strangely right. But Giovanni Cavoto was the one that made it to North America first. Who was arrested along with other occupants in a secret annex in Amsterdam? It was Anne Frank. And had it been anybody else, we would all be surprised. I was doing good until this. The United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union signed what important treaty? It was the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. I wanted to think it was the SALT, and that SALT 2 came on later in a life that I understood more, but I was wrong. So if you chose the partial, which I think only James did, good for you. Question number 4, little boy was dropped on Hiroshima. Question number 5, it was Philippe Petit. It was the tiny little Frenchman that walked between the World Trade Centers. It was not one of the Wallendas. Who name a tightrope walking family that has had more deaths than any other tightrope walking family? Wallenda is the answer. How did this question get missed? What the heck? Hold on, question number 6. What major political announcement did Richard Nixon make on August the 8th, 1974? I guess we skipped that. But Richard Nixon only really made one major political announcement in his entire career. He was known for it. I'm not a crook. He was known for it. What did he do on that day in 1974? He resigned. You're not going to have me to kick around. You're not going to have Chicken Dick to kick around anymore. Yeah. So everyone gets that one right because, yes, he was stepping down. That is correct. Sorry, I skipped that one. And the final question. So there were 2 questions this week that were gimmies. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were freaking gimmies. And I mentioned them earlier in the show. So you shouldn't feel good about yourself. The scorecard, I've never seen this before. It says if you got 7 for 7, you should be hosting the history segment. If you got 6 for 7, that was very respectable. If you got 5 out of 7, you're still getting invited back next week. 4 for 7, you're blaming the national days. 3 for 7, at least you remembered the snacks. And between 0 and 2 for 7, we need to have a talk about your education. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for this week. I'm sorry for the rough start, and I'm sorry for the lighting quality behind me, but I do have a white one and a red one and a black one from Queensboro.com. Interesting thing to know that when you buy something from Queensboro.com and you go to put it on, they like to button all the buttons for you. And I don't know if you've ever been trapped mostly in a shirt. It's not pleasant. You're trying to take the buttons off like this. It's not pleasant at all. That's going to wrap it up for this week. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person. Tomorrow, Chick Bruce sends her love. And I'm out. Lunsby.